You know what that music means. Thank you for tuning in to a brand new Round 2 Wrestling here on the 25th of October, 2023. I'm your host with the most wrestling information, SlimmDa KID, and for those of you who have never listened to Round 2 Wrestling, you are in for a treat. Round 2 Wrestling is very similar to a news-styled broadcast with it broken down into 4 rounds. Round 1 is the pro wrestling rumor mill. This could be fabricated, 100% made up news, or it could be something with a grain of truth. It's up to you, the fan, to decide what you'd like to believe. Round 2, Pro Wrestling News. This is actual, factual, confirmed news across multiple outlets, brought to you exclusively by Round 2 Wrestling. Round 3, title matches and their results scoured off the web by me, SlimmDa KID, brought to you by Round 2 Wrestling for you, the fan. We then conclude this brand new Round 2 Wrestling with Round 4, Did You Know? Did you know are little bits of information and facts about the wrestling world that you may or may not have known about. However, we are at the beginning of Round 2 Wrestling, and we are going to kick things off by taking a listen to the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. Alrighty. According to what, quote, multiple sources close to WWE, end quote, told Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso, there are no plans to have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson face Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 40 next year. AEW wrestler Serena Deeb was backstage at AEW Collision last Saturday per Fightful Select. It's reportedly the first time she's been at an AEW event this year. Bill Simmons told Sports Illustrated Media with Jimmy Traina that the Vince McMahon documentary coming to Netflix will likely be released in early 2024. Sites such as BetOnline have LA Knight, The Rock, Nia Jax, and Raquel Rodriguez as the early favorites to win the 2024 Royal Rumble matches. Infamous Detroit rapper Violent J from the Insane Clown Posse has been working in and around Billy Corrigan's NWA promotion as of late, and is now rumored to be interested in an in-ring return with tag team partner ICP co-founder Shaggy 2 Dope. Former NFL kicker and former pro wrestling commentator Pat McAfee posted to X, formerly known as Twitter, that his contract with ESPN College Game has not been renewed, and that the former Colt will finish out the season and, quote, move forward, end quote. This does not mean a return to WWE or pro wrestling commentating, despite McAfee being involved with WWE recently. WWE feels there's enough star power at Crown Jewel pay-per-view to avoid using Brock Lesnar, which is why he isn't on the Saudi Arabian show for the first time ever, says PW Insider. According to House of Wrestling, CM Punk did indeed visit backstage at Impact Wrestling before a taping in Chicago the day after Bound for Glory. This does not mean CM Punk is now a part of Impact Wrestling. It simply means he was in and around the promotion at that particular time. That draws to a conclusion Round 1 and the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. We are going to keep this show moving, and we're going to move on to Round 2. This is Pro Wrestling News. Former WWF Tag Team Champion and fan favorite confirms job status within AEW.
You what?
Scotty 2 Hottie, real name Scott Garland, was with WWE in a trainer/producer role from 2016 through 2021 for the NXT brand. Garland asked for his release, which was granted, leading to him working on the independent scene. This past summer, rumors circulated that the former Too Cool member was working with AEW as a producer on a trial basis. That news has been confirmed by Garland, who announced his full-time status with AEW. Popular WWE wrestler has yet to re-sign with the promotion. Drew McIntyre took some time off from the promotion earlier this year due to growing frustrations within WWE Creative. He returned at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view and has been a featured part of WWE for the second half of 2023. McIntyre will challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title at Saturday's Crown Jewel pay-per-view. Will WWE and McIntyre successfully negotiate a new contract before his contract runs out in April? Or will the man from Scotland quietly fade away into the proverbial WWE sunset? Top New Japan Pro Wrestling wrestler, soon-to-be free agent, has Wrestling World on notice with his availability.
You what?
Will Ospreay's contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling is up in early 2024, with New Japan Pro Wrestling expressing no interest in re-signing the former champion. AEW, WWE, Impact, and several other promotions have expressed interest in Ospreay, who, for the most part, has been silent on where he'd like to end up in the very near future. Former AEW wrestler debuted for Impact Wrestling this past weekend at the Impact Bound for Glory pay-per-view. Sonny Kiss, a staple for early AEW events, was released by AEW earlier this year. Impact, a fast-rising promotion in the world of professional wrestling, held its Bound for Glory pay-per-view this past weekend that saw Kiss return to the wrestling ring. It has yet to be seen what Impact and Kiss will do moving forward, but it seems both parties are happy about the terms and conditions for Kiss for the foreseeable future. WWE Champion reaches new milestone. Intercontinental Champion Gunther has been the winningest, most dominant Intercontinental Champion WWE has ever seen. Gunther won the IC title in June 2022, successfully defending it against Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Xavier Woods, Mustafa Ali, Bronson Reed, Ciampa, Chad Gable, and several others. On Monday Night Raw, Gunther passed the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time in WWE, passing Honky Tonk Man's previous record of 454 days, setting a new record of 500 days and counting. Who or when Gunther will be dethroned as IC champion is up for debate, and it looks like nobody has any answers for the reigning champion anytime soon. Impact Wrestling is rebranding to its former identity.
You what?
That's right, Total Nonstop Action, or TNA, is back. Impact Wrestling announced this week a move to revert back to its former identity, TNA, starting at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view in January 2024. Impact's weekly TV show will also be getting a change. The TV series going forward will be known as TNA Impact Wrestling. New title belts will be revealed in January for the name change. Impact has already announced they will not be returning the iconic six-sided ring with the TNA rebrand. TNA already signs its first free agent under its new name. Impact Wrestling, or TNA as it will be known in January, announced its first signing under the new TNA banner. PCO, a former Impact wrestler, has re-signed with the promotion just after a few weeks of being a free agent. The terms and length of the new contract were not known at the time of this broadcast. WWE will debut next summer in Germany?
You what?
TKO Group Holdings announced today, October 25th, that WWE will be crossing the Atlantic Ocean once again in the summer of 2024. The destination? Berlin, Germany. Bash in Berlin, the first ever major WWE premium live event in Germany, will emanate from the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Berlin on Saturday, August 31st, 2024. That draws to a conclusion round 2 and pro wrestling news. We are going to jump right into round 3 title matches. However, warning, this next segment may contain spoilers for your favorite promotions, including results from NXT Halloween Havoc, AEW Battle of the Belts, CMLL, RevPro, WWE, NWA, MLW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact, and several others. Here we go. WWE Women's Champion Io Sky defeated Charlotte Flair to retain the WWE Women's Championship. CMLL Women's Universal Champion La Catalina defeated Zeuxis to retain the CMLL Women's Universal Championship. CMLL World Tag Team Champions Los Nuevos Ingobernables defeated Los Sobernos to retain the CMLL World Tag Team titles. RevPro Undisputed British Women's Champion Alex Windsor defeated Kanji to retain the RevPro Undisputed British Women's Championship. RevPro Undisputed British Heavyweight Champion Michael Oku defeated Gabe Kidd to retain the RevPro Undisputed British Heavyweight Championship. AEW World Tag Team Champions Ricky Starks and Big Bill defeated the Blackpool Combat Club to retain the AEW World Tag Team titles. AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy defeated John Silver to retain the AEW International Championship. Ring of Honor World Television Champion Samoa Joe defeated Tony Nese to retain the Ring of Honor World Television title. AEW TBS Champion Chris Statlander defeated Willow Nightingale to retain the AEW TBS Championship. AEW World Trios Champions The Acclaim defeated Angelo Parker, Daniel Garcia, and Matt Menard to retain the AEW World Trios Championships. Impact World Champion Alex Shelley defeated Jonathan Gresham to retain the Impact World Championship. Impact World Tag Team Champions ABC defeated Kenny King and Sheldon Jean to retain the Impact World Tag Team titles. NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch defeated Indy Hartwell to retain the NXT Women's Championship. New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television Champion Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Boltin Oleg to retain the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television title. Chase University defeated NXT Tag Team Champions The Family to become the new NXT Tag Team Champion. Lyra Valkyra defeated NXT Women's Champion Becky Lynch to become the new NXT Women's Champion. Alright, that draws to a conclusion round 3 in title matches. We only have a few minutes left, so we're going to jump right into round 4, Did You Know? Did You Know are little bits of information and facts about the wrestling world that you may or may not have known about. You gotta love the bell. Did you know Pedro Morales, Roman Reigns, and Gunther are the only 3 WWE wrestlers to hold 2 different titles for over 400 days? Did you know when coming up with his WWE gimmick, Bryan Danielson wanted to use his father's first name, which was Buddy, and William Regal came up with the last name of Peacock to be named Buddy Peacock. Instead, Regal felt it was easier to just switch his real name around and call himself Daniel Bryan. Did you know only Chris Jericho, Juice Robinson, and John Earthquake Tenta have had matches at Wembley Stadium, Madison Square Garden, Arena Mexico, and the Tokyo Dome? And did you know Okada is the only wrestler to main event the Tokyo Dome, Arena Mexico, and Madison Square Garden? That draws to a conclusion this week's episode of Round 2 Wrestling. I am your host, SlimmDa KID, and once again, I want to thank you for tuning in to this brand new podcast. Be sure to tune in next week as I bring you more news, more rumors, and more results from the world of professional wrestling. Round 2 Wrestling is brought to you by Spreaker.com and SlimmDa KID.